Hello, my name is Nicholas Youngblood. This is my case study on parental apathy for EDL 856, School and Community Relations. Category 1, problem identification and analysis. What I know about the problem, there's a lack of parental involvement at John F. Kennedy School. There's a history of lack of parental involvement, and the principal is pessimistic of its improvement. And a meeting was held with minimal parental involvement, and the principal did not want to proceed in his advisory committee. What I need to know, what's the best way to reach out to parents? How do we connect? Does the school use any other forms of communication with families? I know they sent out a memo on a Friday for a meeting the following Monday and had minimal participation. And then why is the principal so apprehensive to form a PTA or PTO? There is a problem. There's a disconnect between the principal, school, and the community. Category 2, plan of action with appropriate strategies of implementation. The first thing I'd like to do is to utilize other forms of communication. The second thing I'd like to do is examine best practices with the principal in hopes of building a legitimate PTA and PTO. My third strategy is to hold the parental advisory meeting, and focus on the 8 parents who have attended in hopes of growing a larger amount of attendees. I feel if you turn these people away, they'll never come back. And the fact that you got 8, which is not a big group, but it is a group, we can focus on the task at hand. Category 3, resolve the issues based on promoting the success of all students. 3 things I would do. I'd create a Twitter, Facebook, and email blast on the school webpage. I'd send a flyer home promoting the use of social media, email use, and webpage. The connection here is unmeasurable. It's easy to connect to utilizing these things. A lot of parents are on Facebook regularly, and it could come across their timeline, and they can see what's going on at the school and hopefully be involved in these activities. Twitter as well. It's very simple read, not very long messages, just kind of get the word out. An email blast is also extremely effective to reach a large amount of people with a simple note. The web page, if they do want to delve in, they can get on the web page and see what's going on there as well. So we have to have several forms of communication. I felt the paper letter home probably is not going to get there, and if it does, it might get lost in the shuffle. So these are things that people are on regularly. It's a great way to connect, and it's really becoming a way of the world. And currently at the school I teach at, this is our way to connect with people as well. I like to hold a meeting with the principal to brainstorm ideas to improve communication between the school and parent. If the principal feels this is too overwhelming, I would offer to be the administrator in charge of this because I feel it's important. I've only been at the school for 4 months, but Miss Rose, I should say, feels this is extremely important, which it is. It's important to have parental involvement within the school. Last thing I do is I'd like to form a committee. I'd ask interested staff members to help form this committee to improve school-community relationship, meet regularly with this committee, and develop these strategies, and utilize all the voices that want to be heard. It really is not one person that can take this over and get this accomplished. It requires the use of a committee. So that's the last thing I would do is form this committee. What's best for the students? Parental involvement is essential for student success. Schools must be viewed as resources for the community. We want to make John F. Kennedy a welcoming place for students and families. Provide food and drinks if necessary, just to get people in to discuss these types of things. And for those who are involved, sincerely thank them and let them understand that their input is immeasurable and it's extremely important to the success of the school and their students. Category 4, debriefing the problem. What was I thinking, feeling, and valuing? First off, I was thinking how important it is to having parents involved in their students' education. It truly takes a village to raise a child, and community involvement is an integral in student success, and it just goes beyond the parents. It's also having business leaders in the classrooms and really forming that connection between student, community, and school. I was feeling, why is this principal giving up on the involvement so easily? He stated earlier that he feels if he pushes too hard for a PTA or PTO, that the relationship would just get worse. And I don't know what experience he's had because it didn't really detail in the case study. But what's causing this? Why doesn't he want to go any further with this relationship and reach out to the parents in a manner that hopefully get them involved in their child's education? We want to utilize a committee to develop strategies to improve communication as well. it's so important to utilize all the assets that you have within a school building and understand that one person's ideas don't really speak for everybody, but it could also be improved on. Brainstorming is an extremely effective technique to allow everybody's voice to be heard and formulate an opinion or a game plan, rather, collaboratively. What I value the 8 parents who showed up to the advisory meeting, the 8 students who actually took the memo home to their parents. That cannot be taken for granted. If we were to shut down the meeting, those 8 parents are gone forever. So build on what you have and try to focus on the positive rather than the negative. And this is a great step forward. 8 parents, like I said, is not a large group, but it is a group, and we can really get something accomplished just starting at this grassroots level. Unresolved issues and further investigation. As I stated earlier, why does the principal feel that if we reach out, the situation is going to become worse? If the parents are reluctant, we have to find out why they're reluctant in participating in their child's education. And in order to do that, we have to communicate. And that will hopefully forge a better relationship between us and the parents. Why is the principal reluctant to form a PTA and PTO? PTA and PTOs can be great things that really build a relationship between the school community and the parents. And why does the principal feel that this isn't important? And this may be, as simple as a discussion of, why don't you want to do this, and what past, successes or setbacks have occurred due to this. What perception does the school and community, or what perception does the community have of the school? Is the community utilizing the school as a resource? That's not stated within the case study, but it's important for the community and for the parents to realize that the school building is a resource for it. It is obviously ran by taxpayer money, so it needs to be a place that can be utilized by all. Category 5, reflection of standard 4. To promote the success of all students by collaborating with families and community members, which is component 1. Parents know what is best for their children, and their voices must be heard. External input will only help the school grow. And when parents care, students will care more. There's no doubt. When the parents are involved in the students' education, the students tend to try harder and achieve great things. Responding to diverse community needs and interests. We need to respect what parents have to say and try to implement their ideas. We need to improve contact utilizing social media, email, and a website. And that leads to, if we are forming these advisory committees in PTA and PTO, and the parents are giving ideas, we need to do whatever we can to utilize those ideas and move forward with them and hopefully implement those in a way that can continue the success of the school and the students. We need to celebrate the 8 parents who attended. We need to focus on growth at the grassroots level. You're not going to have 100 parents come to the first meeting. It's just not realistic. So the fact that 8 came is a great step in the right direction. The last thing, for mobilizing community resources to address and help solve problems in a way that supports the school, which is component 3. In the parental advisory meeting, discuss how the school can be more of an asset to the community. What do the parents want out of the school? Provide parents with outside resources beyond what we have to offer. As a school, we should have great relationships already established with the community and that parents may not know about. So we need to utilize and put all these groups together in order to build on the relationship between the school, the parents, and the community. And the last thing we need to do, we really need to push to create a PTO or a PTA to improve school climate and the connection with the community. The participation of parents in their child's education is immeasurable to student success. John F. Kennedy School needs to focus on growth and collaboration amongst all stakeholders. With a carefully implemented plan that involves all parties, growth should be attainable, and that's what we need to strive for. So between Ms. Rose and the principal at John F. Kennedy School, if we work together to collaborate with the committee and the parents, we can make this place a great place with serving a great purpose for the community. Thank you for watching my presentation. It's been a great semester. Good luck to all of you.